You're watching All Things Tailor Made, the Jane of all trades. Don't forget to subscribe. Here's 3 quick and easy keto meals. Stay tuned to see how I made them. Hey y'all, it's Taylor with All Things Tailor Made, and I'm going to show you 3 meals that I made for my first week back on keto. So the first meal you're gonna see is this shake actually, and I use Vega Protein shakes. And so basically what I do is I just add the ice, I add the water, and then I add the heavy whipping cream and the shake powder. You can definitely substitute the heavy whipping cream for coconut cream, anything that is full fat with no sugar. Okay, and so I'm gonna actually add a scoop of the powder into the shake. Shake it up really good. Just make sure that it's mixed up. I mean, you could just blend it, but for some reason I shook it on this part. But after you get it kind of mixed up, you want to open it back up again, and then you're gonna get you some swerve. And this is basically a sugar that does not increase your blood sugar. So you want to get this, and then put about a tablespoon in there or so, and you should be good to go. After you blend it up to your liking, you're pretty much done. You can just add a lid on that and eat it, and that can be your first meal of the day.
There you go, my dear.
Thank you. You too. So we are going to make this trout. It looks like salmon, but it is not. It's trout. I guess it might be a particular version of salmon, but we're going to season it with onion powder, Italian seasoning, oregano, a lot of pink Himalayan salt, and we're going to put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, so for meal 2, we're basically, this is actually going to be a part of every meal that I eat for the rest of the week, is the trout. So I'm going to cut it in half. Honestly, if you're cooking for one person, you're probably going to need about 3 fillets from the store. What I just did was I rinsed the trout off, and then I put a generous amount of salt, and this is Italian seasoning. And now I'm gonna add the oregano, and then next I'm gonna add the onion powder. Okay, and so once you season it, you're pretty much good to go. You want to make sure you go over back to your pan, and you want to add your olive oil. About 2 tablespoons is how much you need. You want enough so that the pan does not get dry. So you put it face down first. You make sure the skin is facing up, and once you cook it, you want to make sure that 1, that it's browned on the other side, and then 2, you want to make sure that when you look at it along the edges, that you see that it's cooked all the way, at least halfway through or towards past the midway point. And so I'm going to show you that in just a second. So you'll see the white area is the part that's cooked, and that pink part is the part that's not cooked, which is perfect. So when you flip it over, the other half will be cooked all the way through. And so that's going to be the last step. You just flip it over, and once you flip it over, you're going to see, oh, it looks so beautiful. Oh my gosh, love it, right? So once you flip it over, you want to cook it. So on the first side, you should cook it for about 5 to 8 minutes, and then when you when you flip it over again, actually you want to cook it for 5 minutes, and when you flip it over again you want to cook it for about another 5 minutes. And just to ensure that it's cooked, at the end you want to take it out, put it in some foil, and let it cook even more. Okay, and so you're going to see me do that in just a second. Before it's done, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice to it just to give it some flavor. You're not going to see it on the recording, but when I take all of the fish out, I'm going to put butter in the pot, and then I'm going to put more lemon juice in the pot, and then after that I'll put all the fish back in the pot. So that part you won't be able to see, but that's what I do. And then I kind of drench the fish with the sauce that I made from the lemon and the butter. Okay, so now that I have all the fish done, onto the meals that I use the fish for. Here is the omelet with trout that I made in the mornings. I would eat this meal after I had my shake or before I had my shake, and this is just one meal. So this would be meal number 2 that I made during my week back on keto. So of course, with the omelet, you need 2 eggs. And then also I put some bell peppers and onions inside of the pan. I cooked them up, and once they were to my liking, I took them off of the eye and I put them back into the egg mixture. As you can see on the right, I already added some bacon, and I'm using turkey bacon. So there's 2 eggs in there. There's 1 slice of turkey bacon. Now I'm adding the green peppers and onion, and there is some slap your mama seasoning with onion powder in there, and I'm just putting it in the pot, cooking it like a omelet. So y'all, this is actually really good. But yeah, so that's it. Okay, so as you can see, I flipped the omelet at the slice of cheese on this side. So while the other side's cooking, I just add the cheese so it can kind of melt a little bit. But of course, we're going to flip it in half again, or this time we're going to flip it in half, and the cheese is going to really melt. And I mean, it's pretty easy from there. We're just going to start to plate. Now that we have our omelet, we're going to put our trout, a piece of trout on there, and take some of that butter sauce I was telling you about and put that on top, and voila, it is completely done. So that's what I had. Normally, I do add some parsley flakes, because for some reason I just feel like it ain't done unless you got the parsley, honey. But yeah, so that's what I did. And then I also felt like I needed something to drink, so when I was almost done with that, I decided to make me something to drink. So I got got some tea, and I will show you which 2 teas I added in here. But yeah, so I literally was in the middle of eating this, and I was like, I'm thirsty. So I brewed some of this tea, and it looks like it's pretty good. I just thought about it, like I put 2 in the same amount of water that I would put 1 in. So I'm going to I filled this one with ice and a little bit of water, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in there. And course, I am going to add some swerve to it, the complexion kind. And that was meal 2. So then second thing that I'm doing for my last meal is basically just taking some butter, some whipping cream, and season it up. Then add some sugar. I mean, not sugar, oh Lord. But we add some cheese. So I'm making a cheese sauce basically, and I just used half a teaspoon of butter. Basically just use a good amount of butter. Then I used about half a cup or 3/4 a cup of whole whipping cream. And then I added some Italian seasoning, some salt, some onion powder, and now I'm taking the pot off of the eye and I'm just going to add 2 slices of cheese. And you want to make sure you take it off the eye so that you do not overheat the cheese and it melts perfectly inside of the whipping cream. So after you stir it, get it to be melted, you can get it nice and smooth, and you can see it starting to change colors and looking more like a cheese sauce. And then you're gonna take your vegetables. I got this stir fry medley and I had put it in the microwave for 3 minutes so it's steamed, and I just put the veggies inside of the sauce, stirred it up, and it's pretty much done. So with this one, I basically just coupled it with the fish, put it alongside the fish, and it was perfect, you guys. This was really, really good. It's very simple, very quick, very easy, but I'm telling you, like, it's worth it. It's really good. Another way that I made it was I would put a marinade on the vegetables and stir fry it inside of a pot. So that's all 3 of my meals.